Chapter 5, Consumer Rights. So, these are clippings of the cases which were done. So we see a due teacher who gets 45,000 for a flawed food bill. Insurance firms pay 7,000 for theft. Consumer panel cracks down service spammers. So these are the cases which show that consumer was given benefit because of the service not provided. So we know we are participating in a market where it is both producers and consumers. We are always producers when we are supplying goods or service, and consumer when we are taking some goods or service. So there are rules for promoting development, but in the unorganized sector, the things are not doesn't go as per the rules. So borrower applies many tricks to get benefits from the consumer, like by giving low wage, giving loan on high interest rates. So rules and regulations are for protection of consumer, but they can find themselves in weak position. So seller has no responsibility when a sales has been completed. That is the attitude which has been taken, and it goes against the interests of consumer. Unfair trades, giving less item, adulterated item. There's so many things which are happening. False information is also passed. Like there was a company which was selling powder milk to babies, claiming that it is even better than mother's milk, and the claim was false. Suddenly, tobacco companies took a very long time to accept that it is cause of cancer. So today, let us see. Then there is consumer movement. So uh, this consumer movement is against dissatisfaction of the consumers and the unfair practices. And then it acts as a check for the suppliers. So there were cases of hoarding of food, edible oils, then consumer groups were formed to stop the malpractices in the ration shops, overcrowding on the road. So if you see the Consumer International, in 1985, United Nations adopted UN guidelines for consumer protection. This was a tool for nations to adopt measures to protect consumer and for consumer advocacy groups to press their government to do so. At the international level, this has become the foundation for consumer movement today. Today, Consumer International has become an umbrella of 240 organizations over 100 countries. So because of all these efforts, uh, there is been pressure on business firms as well as government to correct business conduct, and which may be unfair and against the interest of the consumer. So there comes in the COBRA, Protection Act 1986. This is Consumer Forum, Office of a Consumer Forum, Daily Office. So what are consumer rights? Safety is everyone's right. There is a small story. Reggie is suffering. Reggie is suffering. Reggie Matthew is a healthy boy. He studying in class 9th, admitted in a private clinic in Kerala for removal of tonsils. An ENT surgeon performed the tonsillectomy. What is tonsillectomy? This is removal of tonsils. removal of
Tonsils.
water tonsils, yeah, in our throat, when they provide us immune system. Operation under general anesthesia. What is anesthesia? Which is for decreasing of pain during the operation, okay, which is a chemical. As a result, improper RG shows symptoms of, because improper anesthesia was given, he shows brain abnormalities, because of which he was crippled for life. So anesthesia didn't work the way it was supposed to and became crippled for life. His father filed a complaint in State Dispute Redressal Commission claiming the compensation of 5 lakh for medical negligence and deficiency in service. The State Commission, saying that evidences was not been dismissed, Reggie's father appealed again in the National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, located in Delhi. The National Commission, after looking at the complaint, held the hospital responsible for medical negligence and acted to pay. So finally they got. So state didn't do it, but finally national did it. Now Reggie's suffering show how an hospital, due to negligence by doctor and staff, can bring about crippled a student for life. By using many goods and services, we as consumers have the right to be protected against the marketing of goods delivery services that are hazardous to life and property. Producers need a strictly follow the required safety rules and regulations. There are many goods and services that we purchase that require special attention for safety. For example, pressure cookers have a safety valve. You know, pressure cookers have a safety valve. Now, if you see a pressure cooker, on the cap there is one whistle and there is a small safety valve. Why? Which, if it is defective, can cause a serious. Now, if the safety valve is defective, it can cause accident. Because it is supposed to release pressure only when in emergency. Now, if it is not working properly, it can go out even without any much pressure. It can cause an accident. The manufacturers of safety valve have to ensure high quality. We also need public or government action to see how this quality is maintained. How do we find bad quality? Product in the marketplace, because the supervision of the market rules is weak and consumer movement is not strong enough. For the following, you can add a list of product services that is discussed with safety rules. LPG cylinder, it is a very critical system. The cylinder is not cinema theater, because lot of people are assembling at the same time, so it needs to cater for safety. Circus again, lot of people, lot of risk. Medicines, very critical, because they help us, they can affect us for life. Edible oil, which is ingredient of each food, if it is not okay, it is going to spoil our life. Marriage pandal, a critical place. High rising buildings, now, they require safety against fire, earthquake, because many people are staying at the same place and it is a high rising building. Find out case of accident or negligence from people around you where you think responsibility lay with the producer. Now case of a vaccine which has been given. This is a case of negligence. It has got a side effect. Information about goods and services. When you buy any commodity, you will find certain details on packaging. These details are about, what are details are there? Ingredients, price,
Price,
batch
batch.
number, date of manufacture, expiry, address of the manufacturer. When we buy medicines on the packets, you might find directions for proper use. The information related to side effects, risk associated with the usage of that medicine. When you buy garments, you will find information regarding the instructions for washing. Why is that rules have made so that manufacturer displays this information? It is because consumers have the right to be informed about particulars of goods and services that they purchase. Consumer can complain and ask for compensation or replacement if the product proves to be defective in any manner. For example, if you buy a product and find it defective well within the expiry period, we can ask for replacement. If the expiry period was not printed, manufacturer would blame the shopkeeper and will not accept the responsibility. If people sell medicines that have expired, severe action can be taken against them. Only one can protest and complain if someone sells a good at more than the printed price. This is indicated by MRP, maximum retail price. In fact, consumers can bargain with the seller to sell at less than MRP because it is a maximum retail price. So it can be bought lower than that. In recent times, the right to information has been expanded to cover various services provided by government. In October 2005, the Government of India enacted the popularly known as Right to Information Act, which ensures citizens all information about the functions of government departments. The effect of the RTI Act can be understood in the following case. So Amita, an engineering graduate, after submitting a certificate and attending for an interview in a job in a government department, did not receive any news of the result. The officials refused to comply with her queries. She filed an application using the RTI Act, saying that it was her right to know the result in a reasonable time so that she could plan her future. She soon got her call letter for the appointment. Just by putting RTI, they had to inform her. When we buy commodities, we find price charged is sometimes higher or lower than the maximum retail price. Detail of the fact. Discuss the possible reasons. Consumer groups should do something about this. Pick a few packaged goods you want to buy, examine the information, in what ways they are useful in is there some information that you think should be given on those packaged goods? People make complaints about the lack of civic amenities such as bad roads, poor water, health facilities, but no one listens. Now RTI gives you the power to question. Do you agree? Arifat. Abhinami, a student of Ansari Nagar, joined a 2-year course at local coaching institute for professional courses at Delhi. At the time of joining the course, she paid fees of 61,020 as lump sum for the entire course for 2 years. However, she decided to opt out of the course at the end of 1 year, as she found the quality of teaching was not up to the mark. When she asked to refund the fee for 1 year, it was denied to her. When she filed the case in the District Consumer Court, the court directed the institute to refund 28,000, saying that she had the right to choose. The institute against appeal in the State Consumer Commission. The State Commission upheld the District Court's direction and further fined the institute for 25,000 for a frivolous appeal. Directed the institute to pay 7,000 compensation and litigation costs. The State Commission also restrained all educational and professional institutions in the state for charging fees from students for the entire duration of the course in advance, that too at one go. Any violation of this order may invite penalties, prison, Maintain Commission said. What do you understand from the incident? Any consumer who receives service in whatever capacity, regardless of age, gender, and nature of service, has right to choose whether to continue to receive the service. Suppose you want to buy toothpaste and the shop owner says that you can sell the toothpaste only if you buy a toothbrush. If you are not interested in buying the toothbrush, your right to choose is denied. Similarly, sometimes gas supply dealers insist that you have to buy the stove from them to take a new connection. In this way, many times you are forced to buy things that may not wish to you, and to you left no choice. Let's work this out. The following are some catchy advertisements of product that we purchase, which are the following offers would really benefit consumers. 15 gram more every 500 gram pack. Subscribe for our newspaper, get a gift at the end of year. Scratch and win gifts worth rupees 10 lakhs. A milk chocolate inside 500 gram glucose box. Win a gold coin inside a pack. Buy shoes worth rupees 2000 and get one pair of shoes rupees 500 free. So what do you think? What are going to really benefit the consumers? I think this is going to benefit. This is doubtful. This is okay. This is doubtful. Wash, where should consumer get justice? Read again. Reji Matthew Abrami given and Abrami given in the chapter, there are some examples in which consumers denied their rights. Some instances occur quite often in the country. Where should these consumers get justice? Consumer to have the right to seek redressal against unfair trade practices and exploitation. If any damage is done to a consumer, she has the right to get compensation depending on the degree of damage. There is need to provide an easy and effective public system by which things can be done. You might be interested in knowing how an aggrieved person gets this compensation. Let us take case of Prakash. He sent a money order to his village for his daughter's marriage. The money did not reach his daughter at the time when she needed it, nor did it reach months later. Prakash filed a case with district level consumer court. All the steps are listed here. Now he has filed a case. Prakash goes to the post office to send money order to his daughter. Prakash confirms that money has not reached the daughter. Prakash inquires about the money order. The post office does not respond to query satisfactorily. Prakash goes to the local consumer protection council for advice. He goes to the consumer court to file. He files a registration. He himself pleads case in the court. The court judge verifies the documents. The judge announces the court verdict. The consumer movement in India has led to formation of various organizations known as the consumer forums or consumer protection councils. They guide consumers how to file cases in the consumer court. On many occasions, they also represent individual consumers in the consumer courts. These volunteer organizations also receive financial support from government for creating awareness among the people. If you are living in a residential colony, you might have noticed name boards of Residential Welfare Association. If there is any unfair trade practice meted out to their members, they take up the case on their behalf. Under COPRA, a three-tier costly judicial machinery at the district, state, national levels was set up for redressal of consumer disputes. The district level court deals with the consumer cases claim up to. The district level is dealing up to 25 lakhs, 20 lakhs. State level 20 lakhs to 1 crore. The national level cases which claims exceeding 1 crore. If the case is dismissed district level, the consumer can also appeal at the state and national level. Thus, the Act enables us the right to give right to represent in the consumer court. Let's work this out. Ensure consumer right to health, environment against air pollution, noise pollution. Look for products which satisfy for the criteria for EcoMark. Complain to Consumer Group, Protection Control Board. What can you do? Prevent discharge of effluent into the sue energy efficient products. Use renewable energy. Prevent waste of water. Harvest rainwater. Use unleaded petrol. Use biodegradable packing material. Let's work this out. Arrange the following correct order. Aditya files a case in District Consumer Court. Engages in engages a professional person. License dealer has given her defective material. Now we have to put this in correct order. Starts attending court proceedings. Goes complains to the dealer and the branch office to no effect. She produces a bill warranty before the court. Purchases wall clock. In few months, the dealer was ordered by the court to replace her Volvo. So first thing will be each purchases a wall clock. Okay.
Second,
Second will be
in a year, she realizes that the dealer has given her defective material.
she goes
Five.
complains to dealer.
Huh.
Now she engages a professional person. She starts attending. And first of all, files. Then starts attending. Produces. And then it will be learning to become well-informed consumer. When we as consumer become conscious of our rights by choosing goods and services, we will be able to discriminate, make informed choices. This calls for acquiring the knowledge and skill to become a well-informed consumer. How do we become conscious of our rights? Look at the poster of right and privileges. The enactment of the COPRA has led to setting up of separate departments of consumer affairs in central and state governments. The posters that you have seen are one example through which government spreads information about legal process which people can use. You might be seeing such advertisements on the television channel. Gandhiji says, consumer is the most important person on our premises. He is dependent on us. We are dependent on him. He is not an outsider in our business. He is part of it. We are not going to have doing him a favor by serving him. He is doing us a favor, giving us opportunity to do so. This is what Gandhiji said. Now, what is ISI mark? While buying many commodities, on the cover you might have seen a logo with a ISI mark, ad mark or hallmark. These good logos and certification help consumers get assured of quality while purchasing goods and services. The organizations that monitor and issue these certificates allow producers to use their logos. They follow certain quality standards. Though these organizations develop quality standards for many products, it is not compulsory for all producers to follow standards. However, for some products that affect health and safety, consumers or of LPG products of mass production like LPG, cylinders, foods, colors, additives, cement, packaged drinking water, it is mandatory on the part of producer to buy these. So first of all, they have to buy these certifications. Okay, like if you see here, they have to buy, and then first buy, and then comply with the rules, of these organizations. So where few items it is mandatory. So let's work this out. Look at the posters and cartoons in this chapter. Think of any particular commodity that need to be looked as a consumer. Design a poster for this. Design a poster. You find the nearest consumer court of your area. How do you find? Check on internet. What is the difference between Consumer Protection Council and Consumer Court? What is Consumer Protection Act 1986? Ensures following as rights which every consumer possesses: right to choice, right to information, right to redressal, right to representation, right to safety, right to consumer education. Categorize the following cases under the needs under different needs heads and mark against it. Lata got an electric shock from a newly purchased iron. She complained to the shopkeeper immediately. So, right to, it's come under right to consumer,
Consumer
right to safety.
right to safety, huh?
John is dissatisfied with the services provided by MTNL for few months. He files a case in district. So MTNL comes under right to
Information.
why information. Should be right to redressal. Your friend has been sold a medicine that has got expiry date. You are so it is right to again safety. Iqbal makes it a point to scan through all particulars given in a pack item he buys. Right to information. Consumer education. The right to information. Cannot survive the services in your locality, you are unable to switch over to anybody else. Right to choice. You realize that you received a defective camera from a dealer and you are complaining to the head office persistently. Defective camera,
Right to choice.
redressal, just complain. If the standardization ensures, we need to check this. It shows the quality of a commodity, where are many goods, why are many goods available in the market without ASI or so, because they have a choice. It is on once they buy, they have to comply. But consumer can check whether they have the standard. So it is not compulsory on them to buy, but we can check. Find out details who provides hallmark and ISO. Who provides this? Check who are providing it. Taking consumer movement forward. India has been observing 24 December, which is a National Consumers Day. 24 December. It on this day, Indian Parliament enacted the Consumer Protection Act. What is this act? COPRA. India and other countries that have exclusive codes for consumer redressal. The consumer movement in India has made some progress in terms of numbers of organized groups. There are today more than 700 consumer groups in the country, of which only about 20 to 25 are well organized and recognized. However, consumer redressal process is becoming cumbersome, expensive, and time-consuming. Many a time, consumers are required to engage lawyers. These cases require time for filling and attending the court proceedings. In most cases, cash memos are not issued, hence, evidence is not easy to gather. Moreover, most purchases in the market are small retail sales. Existing laws are not very clear on the issue of compensation. Consumer injured by defective products. After 20 years of the enactment of COPRA, consumer awareness in India is spreading out slowly. Besides this, the enforcement of law that protects workers, especially in underground sectors, is weak. These rules and regulations for working markets are often not followed. Nevertheless, there is a scope for consumers to realize their role and importance. It is often said consumer movements can be effective only with the consumer active. It ensures voluntary effort and struggle for involving participation of one and all. So, what are the exercises? We'll see these questions one by one in the later class.